Listen, if you're a conservative who cares too much about authenticity, good for you, but this video of me trying your pasta recipes to find my favorite might be a bit triggering for you. I rated your pasta recipes on the basis of creativity, ease and taste. So yeah, let's get you started with the first one. I don't know how, but every single time I do one of these videos, y'all somehow end up sending me chaat recipes, and every single time I have to make them because I love chaat and I want to eat it whenever I can. This one's a crunchy peanut pasta chaat by Arani. Arani gave us a choice to make this cold or warm, and I just chose the cold one, which is basically just mixing all the ingredients in a bowl. We mix melted butter, pasta sauce, chili flakes and pasta masala, and once that's mixed, we add in boiled macaroni, sweet corn, cucumbers, onions, coriander, peanuts and lots of blue lays. I haven't had blue lays in so long and I kind of forgot how good they are. Mix the pasta chaat all together and I added some more sauce because it was definitely needed. It was just way too dry. And yeah, the base of the chaat is ready. I topped with curd, imli chutney, pomegranate and coriander, and it was actually very nice. Adding dahi and imli can automatically give anything that chaat feel, and I love that. I personally would tweak this recipe just a bit, like instead of the pasta masala, I would do chaat masala and lemon juice, add in some potatoes as well, and then finish everything with some aloo bhujia, and I feel like that would give this more of a chaat feel than it already has. This one gets a 9 for creativity, 8.5 for ease and 7.5 for taste. Rosatella pasta by Priya. We start with the pasta, which is rigatoni. Amazing choice. Rigatoni is actually one of my favorite pasta chefs, so that just makes this even more exciting. Boil the pasta in heavily salted water as well as some peas. In some olive oil, saute garlic and onions till pinkish brown, and then add in tomatoes and salt. Simmer them till they reduce like a lot, and then season with chili flakes, oregano, chili powder and pasta sauce. Mix the sauce and simultaneously smush it down to get a more uniform texture. Add in fresh cream and some of that preserved pasta water, and that's the pasta sauce ready for the pasta and peas. Coat the pasta very well with the sauce, add some mozzarella cheese on top. Cover the pan with a lid and turn off the heat. The cheese will melt with the residual heat of the pasta, and she is so stunning. Like, as I'm recording this voiceover weeks after filming this video, I am salivating so bad because it looks so good, and it was so good. It's such a simple, no fuss recipe and I loved it. I'll give this an 8 for creativity, 9 for ease and 9.5 for taste. Green pasta by Lalita. First of all, dude, you're like so sweet. Oh my gosh. We start by heating up some olive oil and then saute vegetables in it. There's onions, ginger, garlic first, and then when they're fragrant, we add in potatoes and cook those till they're golden on all sides. Add in cauliflower, carrots, and basically any veggies of choice, and cook that as well. While that's all cooking, we make a green sauce with fresh coriander and mint, garlic, ginger, green chilies, onions and a tomato. Blend this into a nice and dried green paste and add that to the cooked vegetables along with some water, which evenly cooks the inside of the vegetables, because you know, raw potatoes, they do take a very decent amount of time to cook, and by decent I'm saying like a lot of time. When the sauce darkens into this palak paneer color, season with Kitchen King masala, garam masala and turmeric, salt and sugar. This time I cooked this till all the raw smell was gone and it started smelling really fragrant, and then I finished with some fresh cream, pasta and cheese. We're also doing some paneer cubes to add some texture and coriander of course for freshness, and it's ready. First of all, this smelled amazing. Like, you are absolutely spot on about it tasting something that's cooked in an Indian home. It's such a warm and comforting meal, and as much as I enjoyed it, I just feel like the pasta is not the main character in this. Like, you can give this all to me and I'll have it all, but I'll be happy with it even without the pasta. You know, like I would just eat it like a sabzi with rice or roti, and I think it would be so appropriate for like a comfort food video instead of a pasta video, because I just don't see the pasta being the focus of this dish is what I mean. But yeah, I just feel like the dish itself is so nice and flavorful that the pasta is just an add-on, and we can do without it, we can do with it as well. So yeah, I don't know if that makes sense. I'll give this a 9.5 for creativity, 7.5 for ease, and 8.5 for taste. Creamy peanut pasta by byeeee. Okay, so I don't know if you know this, but I love peanut butter. It's like one of my most favorite foods to ever exist. So when I came across this pasta recipe, which only has 5 ingredients, 4 if you don't consider salt, I had to try it. Take some cooked pasta, which only has a little bit of pasta water left, and add some crunchy peanut butter along with chili powder, salt and sugar in a 2:1:2 ratio and mix, and that's literally it. So I haven't bought a jar of peanut butter in like more than a year because I make my own, which is usually smooth. So I added that, and I also added some chopped toasted peanuts to add that crunch which crunchy peanut butter has. This was so creamy because the peanut butter emulsifies with the pasta water, and it was actually very nice. I think the texture was spot on and the intentions were right too, but call it personal preference and habits. I felt like it was missing something, just like, you know, like a tiny bit of something. So I added soy sauce, which did the trick because it added that umami and it just pulled everything together for me. And yeah, even without it, this pasta is pretty nice for how low effort it is. But I mean, I would recommend adding that tiny bit of soy sauce. I'll give this an 8 for creativity, 10 for ease, and 7 for taste. Lockie pasta by Isha. This might be kind of surprising to you, but I grew up as a person who refused to eat any vegetables, and lockie was and kind of still is something I just don't eat, which is why I chose this recipe, because the way you use a vegetable and prepare a dish with it can actually change your whole perception about it. We start by peeling a lockie and then julienne the green parts till the white parts inside show through. So you just have to peel the entire vegetable to get enough strips to make the pasta. Boil the pasta in enough water till they almost cook, but they still have a bite and they somehow become so flexible and they can bend without breaking. With the rest of the lockie, we just chop it into smaller pieces and blend into a puree with some milk. This mixture, unfortunately, it was just not blending as fine as I was hoping it to, so I strained it twice to get a finer consistency, but it was still grainy. Blanch tomatoes and red chilies and blend them in the same blender as before, and again, we strain this to get a nice smooth tomato puree. This is the final step, which is making the pasta sauce, and for that, I just sauteed garlic and butter as well as chili flakes, and when they're fragrant, in goes the tomato puree. Cook the puree till it reduces into a thicker paste and add in the white lockie mixture. I think using a cheesecloth would have been better. I know I'm just stuck on that texture thing, but yeah, it could have been smoother. At this point, this whole thing was actually coming together, which was pretty exciting because it's lockie. And yeah, that sauce looks amazing, so I just seasoned it with salt and pepper and lots of cheese. I took out some of that sauce because it was just way too much for one serving, and I added the cooked pasta, which is again lockie. Now listen, I know you can see the pasta sauce isn't this oh my god, I really need to get over the texture, but yeah, it surprisingly didn't bother me. Like the texture in your mouth, that sounds wrong, it didn't bother me too much. Even the pasta noodles, they were like zucchini noodles, but like way better, and you cannot tell you're eating bottle guard. I mean, I definitely see myself using lockie to make this again because it tasted so good, even though it was basically just a whole vegetable disguised as pasta. I think this is so creative, and if you told me this was good, I probably wouldn't believe you, maybe because it's a me problem. The visual isn't that great, but it was actually incredible. This gets an easy 10 for creativity, 7 for ease, and 9 for taste. Okay, final verdict. If you just want to go out of your comfort zone and try something completely new, lockie pasta is the way to go. For an easy, on the time crunch recipe, you have to make the peanut butter one, and rosatella pasta for a very classy, tasty pasta. Although I also recommend trying the green sabzi one without the pasta, but with like a cup of your choice, like rice or roti. Taking all the factors into consideration, we have rosatella pasta for the win, and yeah, That's it for me trying and rating your recipes. Stay tuned to my community posts if you'd like to be updated about the upcoming parts, and I'll see you very soon on my next one. Bye!
She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. She's a Mona Lisa.